Oh yeah, what you got, dude? There was some people were complaining a lot about Raw last night on Twitter, as I saw.
Right. The first thing, as I preface every segment of the cage, is this: wrestling is not fake. It is a scripted soap opera. It is manly men and womanly women who are sometimes manly men doing a dance. It is an art. It is basically the Picasso of wrestling. The problem is we have too many painters in the field, especially this time of the year. One of the things, and we'll go to the WWE segment here before, because as you know, I'm going to educate you a little bit on the different affiliations, different brands. But with the World Wrestling Entertainment, Vince McMahon being too concerned with the XFL, he's forgetting about his brand product. There's a lot of problems going out there. Raw is streamed on by Universal, so USA. SmackDown will soon be going to Fox. It's a little bit of a conundrum. It's like having a girlfriend and a side chick, or from side, it's like having a main man and a side boy.
Gosh.
It's true. So one thing that everybody needs to understand, for Raw and SmackDown, it was a separate brand. There was a roster with this side that had these amount of people on Raw, and then there was on SmackDown, these are the people. But ratings have been low. Now you might ask, Charles, why is the rating low? I thought there was a bunch of hillbillies with their sister wives that love wrestling. You're absolutely correct. We do. We do. To do something, and he forgets to realize something, that wrestling, as great as it is, as great escapism and entertainment as it can be, is never really going to top two sports playoffs going on. Hell, I don't know if it could top the Bachelor season finale, which is some hot stuff right there, or Dance with the Stars. But you got the NBA Finals. Raw is a 3-hour segment. That's 2 NBA games from the East Coast and West Coast going on. And for those who like hockey, guess what happens? Same thing. East and West Finals, guys. There's
we got game sevens going on. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we got game 7 going on, and the problem is that you got Vince going there. Hold on, I'm reading Mr. Bu's comment. These questions even need to be asked as Vance about how there should be probably low expectation from Vince McMahon side projects. I agree, but we'll touch upon that in a moment. So Raw is in a bad spot because we had WrestleMania, one of the best WrestleManias I've seen, in early April. Well, the problem is when you have these on pay-per-views is you push them out a little bit. Money in the Bank, the next pay-per-view, which is usually a fun event, is set for May 19th. You have 6 weeks of story that you have to tell, and it's getting stacked. It's getting bad because now we realize as viewers that, hey, 6 weeks of content doesn't really, help us because it's not injecting with anything new, and you're going to be continuing some storylines, which they already kind of doing. They're having a Shane McMahon and Miz rematch going on, which was a fun match from WrestleMania. But when you have such a long gap from pay-per-view to pay-per-view, the first 3-4 weeks don't really matter. They had a superstar shake-up where some guys are going here, some guys are going there, and they never really created new fallout. So for both Raw and SmackDown, the viewership was kind of hitting a new low. So Vince is panicking. So last night on Raw, Vince did something that he always does when he hits panic mode. And it's kind of like how I get when I get very drunk. I call, I do the next thing, I text some messages. Vince puts himself on TV because he thinks he's the solution. That, some people want to see an 80-year-old geriatric man with steroids in his body, that he can fix the problem. So I told you guys there was a brand exclusivity going on with certain people on the roster. Well, Vince, last night, in his craziness, introduces the wild card rule. So basically, because I didn't understand it, I can study quantum physics and understand it more than what Vince meant by the wild card rule. But what he's doing is he's going to take talent from Raw, 3 to 4 people, and put them on SmackDown. And he's going to take talent from SmackDown, put it on Raw, because, this is supposed to help. There is such a thing as too much of a good thing. Roman Reigns is a nice guy. I like him. But I don't care to see Roman Reigns on both my Raw and my SmackDown with weird storylines, especially he's going to be continuing.
You got my chocolate and my peanut butter.
Exactly. You got peanut butter and my chocolate. Same thing with Kofi Kingston. Go from there for 2 reasons. One, it's oversaturation of individuals who maybe are going to be hurt from the overexposure. 2, you're not rotating this ginormous roster, which is too big to handle as it is. That's what she said. To really kind of utilize, and I said that was face to utilize to give everybody their chance to go from there. It is an issue. I like the idea in theory of the wild card rule for one simple reason. It's how you compensate for injuries because people get injured in wrestling. It might be fake, but the injuries aren't, or it might be script, but the injuries aren't. And it might help you when you've done this exclusive brand shakeup and you're lacking certain things. Like the SmackDown tag team division is just piss poor. It's just only real teams there. And one of them, the champions, got injured, the Hardy Boys, so Jeff Hardy got injured, so they had to just vacate the title. So you can use something like this for a Raw tag team to vie for the SmackDown belt. It helps. But Vince in the megalomaniac is going to say, hey, let's do this, work with it, let's put these guys that the crowd is kind of lukewarm, or I'm lukewarm on, but I think the people are going to like it. I'm just waiting for Vince to retire. And when I mean retire, I mean get the old Yeller treatment, where Triple H comes in and says, hey, Vince, you did good, but my time is now. And then just like bury him. It'd be fantastic. But Vince has, I think, some things to be happy about because the XFL has recently helped him kind of supplement whatever kind of, I guess, how do I want to say this, income that the low ratings might be affecting.
So it would probably be best for him to go out, hey, I'll let go of the reins of the WWE and I'll focus all my attention on the XFL and just move on to that.
That's what I'm hoping, because Triple H has done a beauty with NXT, which is kind of like the G League of wrestling for the WWE, but you're creating simple and pure storylines, and they do it where they don't get a monthly pay-per-view. They get 6 pay-per-views out of the year, which is in stark contrast to what they're doing in the main roster stuff. But Vince is losing. Plus, I think Vince is getting a little bit scared because All Elite Wrestling, headlined by Cody Rhodes and the Khan family, they're starting to get momentum. Their former wrestler Dean Ambrose, who we talked about on the show, released a promo on Twitter going back to his original indie name as Moxley. It was pretty good. There's some symbolism that he's breaking out of the cage, breaking out of jail. An example, breaking out of WWE to go do big things. And there's a rumor that he's probably going to go to AEW, sign a lot of money, and be the headline. A few with a lot of other guys who were the faces of other promotions, such as Kenny Omega in New Japan, the Young Bucks, who are the face of New Japan Tag Team Wrestling and Ring of Honor, vice versa. So, maybe it's pressure for Vince dealing with, these executives on these broadcast networks, other than him with Fox and Universal, pressure of competition. Maybe he's a little senile. Maybe, probably is. You're hoping that he can clear up. The problem is, it's just the annual panic vote, because the reality is that wrestling should really beat out NBA ratings, and neither should it beat out hockey. This will all be fine come June and July. You're still getting a low viewership, but you're still getting viewers. It's not like shows that are good and we want to keep them on TV and they get canceled despite the fact that they won all the Emmy awards that they can get. Looking at you, community.
6 seasons in a movie. I'm still waiting for the movie.
No. Look, after what happened to Arrested Development, I don't know about that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we can at least get one movie. The final season on Yahoo wasn't terrible. It was just different because a lot of cast of characters.
Yeah, it was kind of weird, but still, I don't. After so many years now, I don't want to see, because Arrested Development is just awful right now.
Yeah,
very bad. But at least one thing is coming good out of this, and I'll end on this note with my weekly triplex as my finisher. The Firefly Funhouse with Bray Wyatt is still fantastic, because on this recent episode, he had Rambling Rabbit get killed by the Buzzard, and I was just like, yeah, I'm about this. Like, if you guys just want to see the kooky of wrestling that I love, watch the Firefly Funhouse. So Bray hasn't even come back to wrestle at all. But he's going in there, he's like, what do you eat at Rusty the Buzzard? He's like, nothing. And it comes out, it's Rambling Rabbit. I'm just like, oh my God, this is terrible. And at the very end of it, it's just like little children staring off like ghosts as if Pennywise has taken over. And Bray's got his whole thing. He's like, now remember, children, you can do all this stuff if you let me in. Like a cult leader. I'm like, what are you going to do to those kids, Bray? Are you going to get a finisher on? If you did it, I'll buy 5 shirts. I'll get to all the guys at Sports Scoops to convert them too. That is, there is, remember, guys, poop covered in gold is still poop, but it's still covered in gold. And right now, it's gold.
Oh boy, it's the shining grace right now for wrestling at this point. Oh boy. Okay, so that is the Cage with Charles. Thank you, Charles, for once again a wonderful romp through the world of wrestling.